G'day and welcome to another Pokemon Go video. So jumping straight into Go Battle League, and we're in the Holiday Cup. So we've got a limited range of Pokemon you can select. So was there Electric, Flying, Ghost, Grass, Ice and Normal typing. So I'm going to jump in with Diggersby, Alolan Marowak and Frosslass. So jump into the first match and Shadow Vic. So this interesting one. So not too bad because Diggersby gets to its fire punches really quickly. So going to throw these fire punches, get both those shields. Obviously, Victory Bell does do super effective damage. I'm going to come out with the Alolan Muck because it's going to resist both of its charge moves, and it is the Acid Spray. So able to tank that one from the Alolan Muck there, and then I'll swap over when they spring in their good old fairy. So Wigglytuff comes in, I'll swap that out to get rid of the debuff there, and then going to obviously shield this one up and we'll see how we go. So Ice Beam comes through, going to be able to throw the charge move, and they've got their own Alolan Marowak, and I've got so much energy. Throw the Bone Club, and yeah, back-to-back Bone Clubs will get the job done. So, yeah. So good first game there. So jumping straight into the next game. So again, Diggersby, Frosslass and the Alolan Marowak, all running fairly standard moves. So in comes the Graveler, which is good, and then this one in comes Vigoroth here, and so yeah, probably not. So hoping to get a no, and it is the Bulldoze. So hoping to get a Body Slam, but it is the Bulldoze, which is going to be super effective. Going to throw that charge move and then look to charge this down. Unfortunately, I get to another one, expecting this to be the Body Slam, but it is the Bulldoze as well, and they actually win switch, which is really bad for me. So out comes the Altaria. And this is pretty much a good game because they can swap into their Alolan Graveler, so should have used a shield on the Vigoroth there, and maintained switch, because if had have maintained switch alignment, would have been a very different game. So unfortunately, they're able to take this one fairly comfortably in the end, and we'll watch this play out. But so some of the main things you're going to see: Altaria, Vigoroth, Obstagoon, Frosslass, Alolan Graveler and Alolan Marowak are all really good Pokemon to be running this, and I'll just surrender that because there is no way a Diggersby can take on a Altaria. So I've got a fairly balanced team. I'm not a huge fan of the grass types in this because they don't have huge play. So grass is obviously going to be strong against Diggersby, but for Altaria, there's lots of ice, lots of flying in this cup, and they just have no real play. Water is not a typing in here, so there's not going to be a huge amount of water types, so there's not really much point in going for the grass because yeah, they've just got a lot of counters. So on this one we've got a going to go with the fire punches here, and see if we can take out this Galvantula. So Galvantula is going to have debuffed me a whole bunch of times here, which is not ideal. So hoping to grab a shield here, but obviously they're not going to shield because I've just got absolutely no energy whatsoever. Going to let this go, expecting it to be a bubble beam. It is, and there goes the attack debuff. So one of the things I shouldn't have done there, I shouldn't have thrown energy on the Mantine, because obviously I was double debuffed, and yeah, complete waste of time throwing that energy when it was a fire punch, no shield fire punch, and yeah, just waste of time really. So should not have done that. Out comes the... So for this one, now going to throw another fire punch here, and this was my mistake because now they're going to be able to charge me down, and I've swapped into the Alolan Marowak, and they're going to be able to bubble beam me and then get out of there, or at least... Well, they're going to be able to double bubble beam me here. At least if I didn't use my switch clock, I could have thrown a... well, could have switched out and got rid of my debuff. Out comes the Sableye, which is going to be another strong play in this league. Managed to get the debuff on the Bone Club there, but it's not enough. Yeah, should have saved that energy on the... for the Diggersby, and yeah, maybe could have thrown something, but that was a good game there, and a few poor plays by me. So 100% should not have shielded, should have thrown that energy on from the Diggersby onto the Mantine. And this one, so leading with... Yeah, and I'm not sure why they've swapped into the Lantern here. Really poor play by them. So I'm fairly sure they had a winning matchup, but they swapped into Lantern, possibly expecting me to swap. But obviously, Diggersby's got a very good matchup against the Lantern if it is running electric moves. I'm going to go for, so able to get the 2 baits there, and then they just leave the game. So I'm not 100% sure why, but why they swapped out of that, but that was a huge misplay by them, and shielding up the 2 fire punches, really not good for them, and then able to land the Earthquake and take that out pretty comfortably. So into this next one, and we've got the Wigglytuff, going to be another popular choice as a counter for all those Altarias that are going to be running in this league. So I'm going to go straight for the Earthquake, and they don't shield, so that's absolutely spectacular, and I'm able to get to a fire punch. So the big problem with any Charmer really is it just takes so long to generate energy, so it's not going to be throwing charge moves. So they're going to throw the Ice Beam. I'm going to match that because I do want to be able to win switch, and I'm able to win switch and then build up a whole bunch of energy and leave not much for them to farm. Got back-to-back fire punches, so going to be able to throw both of those and do super effective damage to their own Frosslass on the other side. So here I'm just thinking about what to do, and I'm going to come out with my Alolan Marowak, and I got a little bit greedy here, so they're able to throw the Mud Bomb on me, and I have to use my second shield. Going to charge this up a little bit extra. Discharge does a reasonable amount of damage. Going to overfarm a little bit because they didn't get very much energy on their own Frosslass. So going to be able to overfarm just a little bit, and then going to look to charge this down. Had energy on the Alolan Marowak in the back as well, so they left the game because that was GG's right there. So good game, and we'll jump into the next set. So able to go 3-2 in that first set. A couple of very, very bad mistakes by me. Now we've got an Alolan Graveler, really good matchup for me, and then out comes the Drift Blimp. So going to come out with my own Frosslass here, and see what they want to do. So too quick to be a Shadow Ball, so going to let that through. So the Icy Wind, going to overfarm a little bit with the Avalanche there as well. Expect to get a shield for that first one, and then they'll probably, and they get to theirs before I'm able to get to mine. So I will shield this up. Icy Wind comes through, and then I'm going to look to throw the next Avalanche, and they double shield that. Okay, so double shield coming through, and I'm going to come in with my Alolan Marowak. Let this Icy Wind go through. It's not going to be very effective. It will obviously drop my attack, but then they've decided to switch out and switch lock in their Alolan Graveler. So able to swap in my Diggersby and let that go. Throw into a able to throw the Earthquake there and take it out, and then look to get a little bit of extra farm and get this Diggersby down a little bit lower, and then we'll see what comes in next. In comes the Venusaur, which is going to be relatively good against my Diggersby, but got energies charged on the Alolan Marowak, so going to be able to throw that straight away. This is going to be a Sludge Bomb, and it is, but I do have the shield and then going to be able to farm down. So good game there, and able to maintain alignment. So what they were obviously wanting to do there is swap into the Alolan Graveler and throw that charge move straight into the Alolan Marowak of mine, but I was able to catch it and swap straight out. So Alolan Marowak on the lead for them. So again, good lead for me. Out comes the good old Obstagoon, and it's going to be an interesting one. So I'm going to throw an Earthquake here, and they shield it, so that's really not great for me. Going to throw a Fire Punch this time, and they're not going to shield the second one because why would they? And then going to swap into my Alolan Marowak and try and get absorb this cross chop, which I was able to do, so able to catch that cross chop, which is really, really good. And then I'm going to have to throw these bone clubs, and they did shield that up, so that's really interesting. This is going to be a Night Slash. I'm going to let this first one go, because if they get a boost, I really want to be able to shield that second one. It looks like it doesn't matter if they get a boost or not. I'm going to need to shield the second one regardless. So going to look to farm this down, and unfortunately they do get to the next Night Slash and then able to farm that down and maintain switch here. They're going to come through. It's going to be a Bone Club, but Bone Club at this range is going to be enough to take me out, so I'm going to over farm a little bit because I know that they have no energy. Going to throw this Shadow Bone, and it is not quite enough to take it out, but I'm swap into and try and catch another charge move on the Diggersby here, and that's able to take them out. And then out comes their Frosslass. Going to be able to throw this Fire Punch here and do a lot of damage. So going to come out with the Alolan Marowak, one little fast move and able to get to the Shadow Bone, and this is going to be enough to KO and take the win. So really solid game there. Two really nice swaps into catching charge moves. Was really able to make that a very, very comfortable win. So really liking those charge moves there. So happy with that. So into this next match, and we've got swapping into the Alolan Raichu here, and I am wondering if it's just the Thunder Punch bait, so they're able to bait me with that, and I'm going to throw the Avalanche because they're always going to shield up this this Raichu, so I'm going to throw into another Avalanche here, and we'll see what we get. So they throw another Thunder Punch, and I will shield that up, and they've gone 2 shields in, and I will want to win this match, so I will also match with their 2 shields. Out comes their own Alolan Marowak here, and I'm obviously going to let my switch clock count down a little bit and swap into my Diggersby, and then they've got the Meganium comes back out. Meganium Earthquake going to do a lot of damage, but it's not quite enough to take me out, and I know that Diggersby versus Alolan Marowak is just an insanely good matchup. They're going to be able to take me out pretty quickly here, but I'm able to get to a Bone Club, which is just insane. I'm going to be able to doing a little bit more chip damage. Diggersby comes out, almost got to the Earthquake there, got the energy charged. Shadow Ball comes through, does nothing. Because of the normal typing of Diggersby. Bone Club comes through, doesn't do much either. Earthquake going back the other way is going to absolutely one-shot this. It's also only got 2/3 of its health, maybe a half, so really comfortable win there, getting those matchups quite nice. So going to jump into the next one. So Meganium, again, grass types don't have very much play, even though I got matched up really nicely against my Diggersby at the start there. Just not great play. They don't have huge amounts of play. So next one, another Galvantula. So Galvantula is another popular choice, and they're always going to be going lunge here. So you can choose whether you want to shield it or not. I'll throw the Fire Punch there. Didn't get the shield, and then I'm going to throw my second Fire Punch before they get a chance to get their next lunge in. Do I shield or do I not? So I'm not going to shield this up, and then get another little debuff there, and I'm going to overfarm just one, just to sort of throw off their counts in case they are, and then out comes Skarmory. So here I'm going to throw another Fire Punch. I'm debuffed a lot here, so this is probably again another situation where I should have swapped out, and they're just farming me up. So this is really, really bad. They're going to have a lot of energy to throw, and I'm thinking, what do I come out with? So I'm going to come out with my Alolan Marowak, because it's going to be doing super effective damage with those fire spins, and we'll see what they want to do. So back to back charge moves there, had a lot of energy, so 2 sky attacks, a lot of energy saved for them, and then I'm going to throw the Bone Club. It is going to be resisted damage, but with because it's flying and steel, it's not quite as bad as just straight flying types. Out comes there Alolan Marowak. I throw the Bone Club because, and I tried to swap out into my Frosslass there to catch their Shadow Bone, but unfortunately it was enough to take me out, and the resisted damage is just not going to be enough here. So this is GG's, and it's because I didn't swap out my Diggersby and let them farm me down. So had I swapped that straight out, cleared that debuff, it would have been a very, very different game. So really unfortunate not able to take that game, but that was my own mistake, letting them farm me all the way down with the Skarmory. So into the next one, and they have a Alolan Marowak on the lead. So this is a really good lead for me. Out comes Altaria, so I come into my Frosslass. So this is what Frosslass is for. This Altaria is just going to be absolutely destroyed by it. So going to go a little bit of extra farm on the Frosslass, throw the Avalanche, but they shielded up, so they're obviously wanting to win switch, but I've got another Avalanche stored, and they throw the second shield in, so I'm going to double shield as well, and then look to farm all the way down, because I want to maintain switch with Alolan Marowak on the board. Out comes their Skarmory, so double flyers, and then I'm going to swap into, well, unfortunately, I tried to swap into my Alolan Marowak there, but unfortunately wasn't able to do it. I'm going to throw the Fire Punches there. Out comes the Alolan Marowak, and I'm just going to go straight for the Earthquake, and this will be enough to take this out. So the Earthquake, again, just absolutely spectacular, and able to one-shot that Alolan Marowak. Really comfortable game and a really good win. So able to go 4-1 in that set, which is really nice. So hopefully that was useful. So Diggersby, a bit of an interesting one, more so because it's a little bit more difficult to get. You need a bit of extra large candy to power it up. And I do have a video on excellent throws, so if you want to watch that, I'll link to that now. You can check that out. So there we go, managed to get one. But check that video out if you want to improve your excellent throws, as it is get you a little bit of extra XP. So hopefully that video was useful for someone. Check out PV Poke for the rankings. So you've got Altaria is going to be a big one, Vigoroth, Obstagoon, Frosslass, and Alolan Marowak, and even Galvantula is a big one. So check those out. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.